Pulling up all the bits, getting this all ready to go. Let's see. I think I want to go on here. There we go. Oh! Let me set my volume. Okay, it is down a little bit. And then I can just do... Oop! It's kind of loud. I think I want to just have something going on in the back. Head empty. Head empty! Okay, let's see. No, copyright. Don't mind me, I'm just running around doing nothing. As one does. As one does. Wait, this is still... This is still not what I was thinking. This should be fine. All right. I don't know. Oh, who is messaging me? New Delhi is closed. It's closed on Mondays. Nani? Sorry, the place I was gonna order from closed. All right. Superstone just came on. Oh, storage space. Oh. Also, I need to double check my volume mixer to make sure that the OBS sounds aren't too high. Okay, they are pretty high, so I'm going to turn them down. That way, if we do get a bunch of follows, it's not going to blow out everyone's ears. All right, we good. We are good. Oh, I am so happy with Artemis's gender. All right. I was thinking we can just jump right in and do some bone meal creating things. So I was taking a look at some different designs for what I wanted to do for the bone meal parts of stuff. Actually, I don't know about this music either. I'm just rude today. That's basically what it is. I'm just a rude dude today. Sometimes you're just a rude dude. There's no effort behind it. It just you become one with rude dude, and that's how it be. How could you? You know? Sounds like the bamboo farms are still going. I've actually done a couple of things around lag already today, because I decided to jump on without streaming for once. For once, meaning this week. Because I don't know. I just I wanted to rest my voice and rest my head a little, and I don't know. Sometimes I feel bad about things that maybe it's not really a shouldn't feel bad about, but I just, you know, it could be, maybe not better, but it could be different. You know, it could be different. I still like it though. Oh, hey Sean. Okay. I want to go and I'm gonna put some of this away. Hello. I actually may have filled all of this up a lot. Okay, no, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I'm gonna take... Why do I have two things of bone meal in here? Let's go flying die kit. What am I looking for? This one. I'm gonna throw a potato. I'm gonna get baked potatoes. And I'm gonna run over to the sorter and drop them off because I don't need this many baked potatoes. I should probably put these in a space. Maybe I'll put some at spawn. Or just be like, free baked potatoes. I don't know why I put them here. I don't even know why I made them. But they're here now, and so you should eat them. Baked potato, baked potato. Becca. What words am I attempting to say today? I don't know. Hope I posted in the right channels this time, and I'm not gonna piss off Joe. Sometimes I am unnervous, Nelly. I do like this music though. It's pretty chill. Alright, let's grab... Once again, you're back to where I thought I was. I left my redstone thing and my... Here it is. I'm just looking for my shulker shells and my redstone bits because I keep forgetting where they are. I just want one beb. One beb. If Meep's still at lag. So we have a new person on the server today named Meep, who is really cool. And if they're still at lag, I wanted to throw a couple of shulker shells their way because Kindleless is not on today. And so Meep signed up for the post office. And you know, it's nice. It's nice to be all signed up for that stuff, but it does mean that, you know, we have to wait for Kindleless to get on to really set up the actual thing, and I don't want to like bother Kindleless's stuff or anything like that. Grab this. Here we are. Oh, we'll pop that there. Also, let me just boop boop. That works. How are we looking here? Put this lilac in here. And we are good. I did try to steal Supersone's gender yesterday. It was probably a bad idea, but I did it anyway. Alright, let's put some of this stuff in here for now. My dye kit can go back. And let's go and empty out. Oh, I did forget my flights. My rockets. I forgot my rockets, I'm sorry. Forgive me for have sinned and forgotten my transportation vehicle, aka me rockets, and I put the wrong one back. This is my life today, it's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm totally fine. I was not happy to go back to work today. It was just really, I don't know. I mean, it was nice. It was nice to talk to my coworkers and stuff, but I was tired. I didn't sleep well, but I think I took a big nap in the middle of the day and told everybody at work, I was like, I didn't sleep well, please, I'm sorry. I have to do things. I know I have to do things. However, sleep evaded me tonight, and therefore, please forgive me. And people were like, okay, Dad, I guess I'll forgive you this one time. That's not quite how it went, but you know, people were nice about it. Everybody at my work is pretty nice about things, so it wasn't too bad. Let's go check that this is actually filling correctly. Make sure that we're not missing anything. Okay, we do still have some potatoes in here and not a lot of fuel, so that's not good. These are still running. These don't have any fuel in them. I turned this on. Is this on? I can't remember if that's on or off. Okay, that's off. And then... Oh, hey, Dahlia. I know, I'm streaming so much. It's a lot. It's a lot. Good to see you. I did just see you, but good to see you. I think I'm gonna turn this off so that we just get some build up and therefore we can have more, is this... Oh my gosh, it's not going. No wonder. Oh, I know why it's not going. It's because of this darn thing. Which, honestly, I get it. I really do. However, let me just steal some of this stuff and put it over here instead. Because honestly, this needs more stuff over here, right? So... be good if it goes here. put all this here? As long as it isn't too much for you, that's it. Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, I think it's not too much right now. I might burn myself out, though. I know sometimes I take things a little, I kind of just run with things, and I'm like, oh, let's go, let's go, let's go. But also, I don't really get to talk to people a lot these days, and, you know, I don't know. It's fun to get to hang out and talk at a screen and talk to people on here and just chill out and not have to think about weird things, you know? Also, Minecraft is escapism anyway. It's cool when I get to use my voice in that escapism. Because otherwise I'd just be sitting here talking to myself. Which is going to happen anyway. But it's going to be a lot more of like me like humming, I guess. But I think I do that anyway, so it's not that big a deal. This my life. This how it goes. Honestly, this comparison thing here should be on the other side, but, you know, I'm just going to hope that everything works out. This, I'm wondering why it's sending it all over here. Oh, because it's not going into the places that I want it to go into. That's why. Are they full? Is the other side full? That's totally possible, but... Oh, the girls are yelling at me. Okay, it's just going and going. So no wonder all this stuff just ends up on the other side and gets burned. That's not good. Alright, well, let's go and check why this is happening. Oh, Delia's back. Welcome back. Eep. Did you get your box of fish? Oh, M's on. I didn't even see that M was on. When did M get on? Am I confused? Tango plush. Was M on this whole time and I just didn't notice? I'm so sorry. I just didn't even notice that M was on. Okay. Well, cool. M joined when we were doing the tour. Ah, okay. That makes more sense. I'll just take a bunch of these things out. Oh, baby girl. Well, the rats just sneezed. Baby girl, are you okay? She says, am baby. Treat me like baby, because am baby. Alright. How are we doing here? This is just going and going. Yeah, so the thing filled up. Really, I just didn't... The hard thing about this is that this line is the problem. This line right here is the problem. I don't know. I don't want everything to come too fast either, you know? Maybe if I go... There's only like 35 here. I don't understand why it just ends up here first. I don't know, it's strange. Give me all of the bits. This reminds me of like the, look at me, I am your trash now. I feel like my desktop audio is too loud. I'm gonna pause this for now. Or maybe that's just the actual game audio in here. No, it was definitely the music, I think. Blocks. Probably could afford to be lower, considering how much I hang out around redstone. could afford to be lower. Oh no, everything's being burned. This isn't what I wanted. If I just... I mean, it'll keep going, but at least it won't burn up, you know? That's my issue, is that it's just going straight to lava right now. I don't know how this circuit works. I have to talk to Toxic about it, because I think this is artificially getting... It's getting too large, or it's getting too much on here. Oh, hey, Tommy! Good to see you. Right now I'm just troubleshooting the bamboo farm because I keep trying to run it enough that it actually has stop it. Stop it. Don't. No, stop it. Ooh. Nice, Sally. I'm really happy for you. What did you sell? Was it oh, was it from the... It wasn't the horses, right? Because your horse armor stuff is free. Let's see. I know these should be full. Yeah, these are full as hell. Oh, cobbled deep slate. Nice. Perfect. Okay, wait. Wait, why aren't you? You've got stuff in it. 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 You've got stuff. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna put it in there. What about you? You've got stuff too. I'm gonna put you in there. I know it's not really gonna do much, but you know, I'm gonna hope. That's good. That's good. Oh, okay. Thanks, Tommy. Scary Netflix show. Happy lurking. I will just be here. Just chilling. MBD. Oh. Guardian Farm is up and running. I'm on my other servers. Nice. Pop that in there. Okay, we definitely need more there. And that needs more. And that needs more that I don't have. You're full, right? Why aren't you going? Go for it. Actually, when this is going and going and going, this should probably just be on. I think it's going to help everything in the long run. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Yeah, definitely needed. Okay, in that situation, I'm gonna put some stuff here. So this should just keep running and going and going. I've got that darn what's it called stuck in my head, the rockin' and rollin' down to the streets I'm scrolling, but the seagulls in my head, not fun. Seagulls, ooh, stop it now. I don't know why that's in my head right now, but that's where I'm at today. That's my brain said this is what we're going to listen to on repeat today. Thank you. Thank you very much, brain. This is so what I wanted. Oh, Payam. I wonder what the Bab is getting for food. I am hunger. Did you find food? Food, Bab. Did you find food? I drink water, but I would like food. Ow. Okay, this should just keep running. I think we're getting enough stuff that it should is a strong word, but should be fine. This is on. So what that means is that this is not gonna keep firing, which I think is annoying. I should just let it fire, shouldn't I? Let's just have it fire. Boop. This is not a recommended method if you are ever using this farm without me here. Do not do this. Do not do as I do. I am silly. I do silly things. Mm. The Scully horse was, oh my, on top of the Spelunky bottle. The Scully horses are just doing whatever they want to do at this point. After the Everstorm, they've just been like, you know what? We own this server. I feel like I keep finding them everywhere. Oh, Beb didn't find food. Maybe pizza? Beb didn't find food, and that's okay. Chinese food? Okay. Okay, I think that's all right. Send me menu. Totally fits the theme, so it can stay. Perfect. Yes, Spelunky. Spelunky definitely does have a lot of skellies in it, and whenever I think of Spelunky, it's the my partner tried to get me into Spelunky a long time ago, and they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna play Spelunky, it's gonna be super fun. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay. And then they kept killing me on purpose. They weren't doing anything cooperative. They were just being rude. and I'm really bad at games usually. So like it took me, I'll be real, it took me, several years to not even get good, to get average, get decent at Minecraft, because I didn't have any of the gaming knowledge going in, I think, like of anything. Just made it after. Oh yeah. Spelunky is cute. It is very cute, but it is very I almost said violent. That's not quite what it is, but you can really screw somebody over in that game if you feel like messing around that day. And my partner has always been very skilled at game stuff. Like they haven't played in like pro things, but they've played in amateur competitions and stuff for certain games. And so they're pretty good at things in a way that I'm not. And sometimes they're like, haha, I'm going to do this. And then I'm just sitting here like, your hand-eye coordination is better than mine, and all the things that you do is better than mine. And though they keep going on and on about how they're so proud of me because now I can control characters in first person, because that used to be super difficult for me. And they're like, I'm really glad that you play more Minecraft now, because now you can control all these characters. And I'm like, is it worth it? Chicken. Oh. Yeah, it's too realistic. I know how my brain works. I know that if I am not careful about like telling, used to going down. Yeah, in Red Dead Redemption, it's a little easier, I feel like, because you're a cowboy. It's like expected of you. You're role playing, and if I remember correctly, you're not, it's in third person. You're still following the dude around, and I feel like there's less blood and things like that. Like, you can tone it down a little bit. Maybe I'm thinking of Red Dead 1, because I didn't play Red Dead 2. But, oh, nice. Red Dead is great. Several of my friends really love Red Dead 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, and I have played Red Dead 1 a little bit. I actually mostly watched one of my other friends play it when we had some friends who stayed at our house for a few months. I was, they were playing Red Dead a ton, and I was like, oh my god, yes! And so I got to watch them do it. It was super fun. But yeah, one thing that I know about myself, which I really appreciate knowing about myself, but I think it annoys the crap out of other people around me, is I know for a fact that I cannot handle guns in games. I can handle like fantasy guns, actually. Like fantasy guns I feel okay with. Like nothing bad happens with fantasy guns, it feels like, like Portal or things like that, or even ones that like shoot a beam or something. But I can't handle like blood. I can't handle gosh, I play Assassin's Creed, but I turn off all of like the blood effects and dismemberment effects and things like that. And I cannot play first person shooters. And I think the reason for it is, first of all, the reason for it is I don't want to see blood because I have a very vivid imagination to a point where it's a problem. Like I have read books that were really scary, and I have made them scarier with my nightmares. And I don't really want to make things that, you know, could be very realistic if I was in something that was that kind of scenario into a reality in my brain. I think that would be really scary. So I try to avoid those things. And then first person shooters, like with guns and things, just make me uncomfortable because I grew up in an area where a lot of people had guns. And, you know, like, it was just kind of very normal for people to just be holding a gun. And my neighbor was like a hunter, and, you know, all of his kids knew how to shoot guns and all these sorts of things. And it scared me to think that my neighbor possessed something that could easily kill me. I think that really freaked me out a lot as a kid. And not that my neighbor was a horrible guy. The guy was fine. He was a nice guy and everything. It's just the idea that somebody could have a weapon that, I mean, it's for hunting, but, you know, the idea that somebody could have a weapon that was explicitly designed to kill humans makes me extremely uncomfortable. It just feels really weird, and I don't know, like, somewhat, I would almost say triggering, but I've never had a gun experience, I don't think. Like, I don't remember one. Here's the thing. Fun thing about trauma, especially with my thing, I dissociate everything, so God knows if I've even had an experience with a gun. But I do know that I can't handle guns in video games, and I can't handle gratuitous violence in movies. Yeah, in the US you have to explain why it's upsetting. Yeah, it's true. It's overwhelming. I don't know. It can be overwhelming really quickly at times, and something that was interesting too. Like, it's so far removed from other countries, and I know this. Well, because I've been to other countries, but also because, like, it's so far removed. When I see, like, gun violence and things like that on TV or on different things like that, I'm like, you know, this could happen in real life. Like, that's what my brain says. But I went to France when I lived in France for a little while at times. I went to school there for a little while. And one of the times that I went there, we went to, like, a restaurant. My relis are French. Several amounts of my relis are French. We went to a restaurant, very nice restaurant. It was, like, by the Cape. It was at, like, their cute little, like, I don't know, it was a yacht club or something. I guess it wasn't yachts. It was, like, what was it? It was one of those pool club things that sometimes rich people go to and try to, like, hang out at and be chill at and have, like, club memberships or something. I was young, I don't really remember exactly, but we went there. I guess I wasn't that young. I was like 20. So that was like 7 years ago. We went there, and there was this kid running around, and he had a toy gun. And I saw the toy gun in this kid's hand, but in France, they don't have to do the thing that the US does, which is, like, have, like, the orange top and have it be, like, different colors and things like that. It just looked like an actual gun. It was black. And it, like, had realistic things to it. And he kept running up to his friend and putting it against her head and making bang sounds. And it freaked me out so much. And I was like saying to my relatives, like, what the hell is going on? Like, why is anyone letting this kid do this? And they're like, well, there's no guns in France. Like nobody, like, owns a gun here. Like, people barely know not like barely know what it looks like, but they're, like, fantasy elements at this point there. And just the attitude around it is so different. And I was just like, this is a lot. Like, this is a lot. This seems like a lot to deal with, my friend. But, oh no, oh la la. That's what I should have said. Yeah. Yeah, I think that should be universally frowned upon. Then again, the other thing is that, like, who knows? Because my relatives are, you know, they've got their own issues. They think things that are very much not normal are normal. So who knows if that they were just like, oh yeah, you're just being silly. And really, you know, everyone in France is like, excuse me, no. But also, I don't know, maybe it's just people and their kids and people weren't paying attention, and I don't know, it was just scary. So I remember like saying, can we move tables, or like, can I sit on this side, or like, can we be farther away from these people? Not because I'm like mad at them or anything, I just can't be around that. Like, it's not something that feels healthy for me to see, especially from a kid who's like less than 5. Like, kid's tiny. Like, I don't know, feels weird, feels strange, fam. But yeah, that's why I like games with more fantasy elements. I think the most I can't play GTA. I know that much. Somebody has tried to get me to play GTA before, and I can't. It makes me so uncomfortable. And I guess I'm trying to think the most violent game I can play. I mean, Assassin's Creed. I can play Assassin's Creed because they have settings that allow you to, you know, change the way that you see the violence that's coming up and stuff like that. And I know it's gotten more like gratuitous. Like, I played Valhalla, for instance, and that's a bloody mess, right? I mean, like there's dismemberment in that, there's blood everywhere, that sort of thing. But you can turn it off. You can still experience a pretty decent story without all of the dismemberment scenes and all of the scary things like that. Like, it can still be a decent thing. The other hard thing is my partner is an art film major. Oh yeah, the horses are horrible in Assassin's Creed. If I was more of a horse dude, I would be like, excuse me? What the hell have you done to horses, and why? Why have you done this? Did you think this was a good idea? Dahlia, I bet you could make a better horse for Assassin's Creed. Like, honestly, just with your knowledge of things. Even if it's not coding things, like, you could just be like, do this part, and everything would feel better. Because, good God, they really can't. The mechanics to it were just absolutely subpar. To be fair, I don't know of any games that do have good horse simulation. I mean, Minecraft can't really count in that situation because it's very blocky, but yeah, anyone could point out like the turning capabilities, the running over things, like climbing mountains and stuff like that, or them falling over in certain scenarios, or oh, Red Dead. Okay, yeah, I could see that. I must have actually just watched somebody play it because I don't remember riding a horse in Red Dead. So maybe I really did just watch someone play Red Dead rather than play it myself. Sometimes I get that mixed up on whether I played it or somebody else played it. That's awesome, though. At some point I'll have to go back to Red Dead and take a look at it, because that one I don't feel as bad about. Like, it's cowboys. Like, there's a fantasy element to cowboys, and I know that, like, it wasn't fantasy, but it doesn't feel as realistic as machine guns and things like that. Oh, my partner sent me Chinese food options that I didn't see, like chicken with broccoli. Let me see. Okay, I think that this is gonna work. I believe we're gonna finally clear out this system. How are we doing? You know, like, somewhere along this line we're gonna finally clear this out. I'm just gonna let it do its thing. Excuse me. Yeah. I agree, don't you? From what I've read and seen, I agree. Alright, I'm gonna go over to where my Bonemeal stuff is, where I'm planning on doing Bonemeal things. right here. I actually think that this should be up one. I want this here, I think. Do I want this here? Do I? Actually, no, I do want it here. Okay. I don't know. I'm thinking about how this is going to work. Also, I need to remember how to use any of anything. What did they want? They wanted me to choose Chinese food. We were thinking about something called Panda. Not Panda Express, but different name of a store. Ooh. Ooh. This looks pretty decent. I have not had anything from here. Oh, they got crab rangoon. I love crab rangoon way too much. And they got spring rolls. Let me get crab rangoons. And just make noises over here. It's fine. Chicken with garlic sauce, kung pao chicken, sweet and sour. Shrimp is so good too. Pork is really good too. Chef specials, walnut chicken. That looks really good too. Walnut shrimp looks kind of good. Ah, fuck it. I'm gonna do walnut shrimp. Okay. Rangoon plus. Ooh. Yes, I communicate in ooh-woos. Do not judge me. Actually, do judge me very harshly, honestly, because I wasn't always like this. I don't know when this happened. Actually, it's because I made friends with this lovely. I made friends with this one person. I woo IRL and I need to be stopped. Yeah, I do too. I recently wooed in a work meeting and realized what I had done. And I tried very hard to keep a straight face after that. I was like, I have sinned greatly today. If I am fired, we know why. This is why. It's because the company does not like furries. That's why. It's not a good idea. I made dumb decisions, okay? I've never claimed to be intelligent. I've only claimed to be cute. I don't know if I've even claimed to be cute, to be fair. I've never claimed to be intelligent. Oh no. Alright, let me double check that this actually works how I want it to work. Oh. Okay. That's basically my Minecraft model. Yeah. It just fired this one, but I don't know why. What wool color should I use for ice cream? Ooh. Brown, white, pink. Cyan. Maybe? Maybe cyan. Lime green for mint sounds really good too. I wanted to say, I mean, it's not wool, but you know what really reminds me of ice cream? This color, this terracotta, white terracotta. For some reason, this reminds me of ice cream. Blue for blueberry would be pretty good. By the way, Candlelis, hi, welcome. We got a new person on the server, and they signed up for the post office. Yay! Another beb for you. Came over here to look at all of the colors. God, cotton candy ice cream is superior. It's true. Ooh, strawberry or peach. Yeah, I could see this being like a strawberry. I'm only using wool colors. Okay, that makes sense, yeah. I think... Sounds like you got what you need. I think the light blue be good too for like sprinkles or stuff. Or Superman ice cream. Or Superman ice cream. I have room for 8. Oh. I'm not helping. I need to not. Let me just not for a second. I've never had cotton candy ice cream. I wonder how that tastes. I mean, I've had cotton candy, but I've never had ice cream. Orange sorbet. Ooh. I mean, I do eat a lot of mango sorbet myself, so it's like a problem. I wouldn't say that I am legitimately, that I legitimately like mango sorbet. It's just that my doctor said, Des, maybe no more dairy. And I was like, yeah, no more dairy. And then I was like, you know something? No more dairy when my life is very stressful. That sounds like a high ask. So I really did do no dairy for like 2 months. And then, and to supplement my ice cream addiction, I only bought mango sorbet. Yeah, I can't. I've started eating dairy again because it's not because, oh, I'm weak or anything like that. I think it's just one of those things of, maybe it's kind of silly, but my life is very, we're in a pandemic, right? We're in a crisis, a global crisis right now. And then to top it all off, I've got like a bunch of weird childhood trauma I'm trying to process, which I've been processing for 6 years, and I still don't remember most of my childhood. And, you know, but I'm still affected by the emotions that I had in that time. So I'm still trying to understand myself in that sense, as well as, you know, keep myself medicated, manage my executive dysfunction, try to work a full-time job that has on-call demands of me, and, you know, keep my family going and take care of my pets. And like, I feel like that's not a lot to ask when you're okay. But when you're not okay, all of that can just keep loading onto you, and it can just get overwhelming so quickly. Plus my mother's coming into town and I am excited, but it is complicated. The emotions behind that is so complicated. So yeah. Do you have a non-standard FOV? I might. I don't know. Video settings. What's my FOV? Dynamic FOV. I have dynamic FOV on. I don't know if that's non-standard. Details? Sorry if I'm making you a little... Okay, it was normal. I'm sorry. I run around a lot and just do previous screen. Oh, okay. Yeah. I just run around a bit and do all of the bits. I just run around and do all the bits. That's my plan. The problem is I move too quickly. Also, I don't know how much my frames stagger. Because in this, like my frames on here in the game are unlimited, but I think my frames on Twitch are like 30 to 60. So it may be very staggered and choppy. I'm not sure. I think it's 60, yeah. 60 on Twitch versus unlimited on here. Wonder if I set this to things, yeah. Pretty. Also, Dolly, you made a huge change. Like, you moved from home to college, and that's like a big change. Lag drops the server to 15 when loaded. It's fine. It's fine. It's not that bad. We're really working hard on mitigating lag here. Because, I mean, the Bonemeal farm is off. The iron farm is on, but for good reason. I could probably turn it off, honestly. I've been trying to wait until it fills this up before I do anything like that. The other thing that's probably lagging the server right now is that the bamboo farms are on. Yeah, they're not usually sources of lag, but I find that turning it off does help a little. The other thing is that the entities here are a lot, and I'm not sure why. I think it's possibly because, you know, we've got 3 times, besides this unit here, we got 3 times 20 villagers up here. We've got, you know, a ton of villagers over here. Yeah, so entity numbers can also be seen on the F3 screen. So we got villagers here. So I think it just says like E or things like that. Right now I have it on over in the top left. So you can see it there. This looks like it broke again. Did somebody run this again and didn't? Somebody ran this again. It might have been Toxic trying to fix it, to be fair. Oh, I was like, who is that? Oh, it's me. Toxic broke it. But you can see it. You can see it in the F3 screen when you're walking around places. But yeah, 700 is not a good amount. But when I go underground, we've attempted to light up as much of these caves as possible. There's still a few little dark areas, but like, there's not like a big, like I don't feel like the mob cap is horrible. Because we've lit a ton of this area. Like, look, if I turn on my light thing, like, there's a couple of red spots, but it's nothing compared to like what it used to be. There's so many caves down here. But I'm not sure. Hello, sir. Hi. Hi, sir. Hello. Hello, sir. I just don't know why. I've tried to mitigate it by taking some villagers out of their minecarts. I've tried to do it for a little while. I was replacing the. Let me turn off the light level. I was replacing down there all of the labeled stuff for the lag sorter, replacing all of the item frames with signs so that they wouldn't count as entities. And we do have these as you know, as these. So I think maybe that's part of it. It may also be a contribution of Dahlia's horses, but I think that Dahlia's horses are just far enough away that it's not a big deal. I think the main contributor, I thought anyway, that the main contributor was actually the summer camp. But look, when I come over here, it says 245. So is it really, you know? The other thing I thought that might be a main contributor is the Melon Farm. Because the Melon Farm it's got a lot of stuff running. Like, these items just kind of sit here until the things pick it up and stuff like that. The sorter itself is not hugely laggy, at least not that I've seen. So when it does sort things, the things that are going to cause lag are, I guess, maybe hoppers, maybe droppers. But what I found is that it's not like a huge contributor because the items themselves in the source. So the hundreds of chests being rendered in here, you think? Is there chest lag? I thought there wasn't really chest lag. I mean, we could replace them with barrels. They're tile entities. I didn't know that. Huh. Like hoppers, but usually less. Okay. So that's possible because, oh my god, we've got so many of these. One thing I was going to do here, I think that might make it worse, honestly, though. I was going to turn these back into silos. Like, take these down and turn them into silos. Instead, maybe what I can do is take out this level right here, take those out and just make them hoppers. But would that be more expensive or less? Kindless is the one that knows. The data stored in chests needs to be loaded and unloaded. Wondering how. Yeah, I'm just wondering how it could do things. To be fair, we don't need this many chests here. We could just use hoppers. Pillar of hoppers not good either. What about droppers? But that would still require redstone to move down. The other thing we could do is maybe water elevators. Oh, hi Dahlia. Yeah, I don't know. Or just raise the bottom again. Like, don't have it go that low down. Instead, have it just come here and make these into silos instead of, like, the downstairs silos. That's probably the wisest idea. I only made these silos because I was getting annoyed with these. So, I don't know. That's probably one way of mitigating that, because then you just have less. You have less of these double hopper situations. Oh, we do have this here. I'm a fan of split sorting systems. That bulk is done in one way and variable items in another. Why do we need so many TPS again? That seems like a lot of work. Yeah, it's just to make sure that everyone on the server has decent speeds. I mean, having better ticks per second mean that, like, villagers grow up in 8 minutes instead of, like, 16 minutes or more. Yeah, game is designed to run at a fairly high TPS, and you may notice TPS right now is at 10. Yeah, horses are tamed faster. I mean, it seems like entities is the problem, right? Because when I'm looking at the entity stuff, it says 700. But then I can't think of any more entities to get rid of. Maybe the bees? But there's not even that many bees. Or the villagers. Like, sometimes they'll come through here and I'll just murder the villagers. And I'm like, maybe this will help. And I'll murder a couple of villagers, you know? Like, we've got a lot built up here. Maybe we can just kill a couple of these guys, right? And this will help. But, like, it's very little that helps. Entity collisions. So maybe it is partially from these guys. Place a vine in there? Huh. Okay, I'll do that. Let me see. I've got vines right here, so. Is that going to help them with colliding with each other? I ran to the wrong place, didn't I? I ran past it, right? This is it right here. This is the breeder. I guess the other thing I have to do is go turn off the lag. That is a promise. Get rid of the lag. Wait, Kindle, should I put it at the bottom or at the top? Like up here? Okay, let me see if it'll let me put it there. Okay. Okay. They look happy. Maybe that'll help a little bit. I mean, I still got lots of entities, but like maybe it'll help. TPS is at 11. Other thing right now, let me go and check how the bamboo farm is doing. So the bamboo farm itself does make everything slower. So we usually don't run it, or if we run it until all the hoppers fill up on this, and then we just turn it off. And then I'll come on every so often and turn it back on. I'm just waiting for this to be completely empty, because we still got a couple of these left. Hot take, do we need the kids? Michael doesn't have a future, and the only reason I haven't removed Michael is because I know what the reference is. Bamboo farm distribution able to keep up with the bamboo harvesting. Yes, it is able to keep up with the bamboo harvesting. However, there are some limitations that are very annoying. And that is just because we do have to go and restart these all manually sometimes, because we'll accidentally unload the bamboo farm and then, you know, we'll have to rebuild these. So this happens sometimes where like you'll see a bunch of a little bit of bamboo get stuck on the edge right here, right? So like that. I don't even know why this crafting table was here. So I'm just going to remove that. And here, it's just completely removed. But like, yeah, it's able to keep up with stuff pretty well because it just sends the things right on over and manages to get them all. The other thing to do, I guess, is maybe remove the bamboo that's not going to get picked up. We have a lot of hopper minecarts in there, so that might also be contributing. You may notice that's it. Yeah, this is how many hopper minecarts in here. We have one for each of these lanes. And they all run at the same time. And then come back and kind of filter everything down. Dahlia, you're learning things today. Just existing makes the lag. Yeah. It's, yeah. There's a lot of hopper minecarts down there. Yeah, they pull a lot. I wonder if it would be easier to have less of these. Oops, I really wasn't supposed to stop this guy. He'll get relaunched. They swapped in peanuts. They said they added walnuts, so they swapped in peanuts, if that's okay. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. How much bamboo do we really need? What if we just didn't have a smelter? We could just rub sticks together to create flame and making it that way. I know, yeah. The smelter was a way for us to get, I don't know, it's one of those like really cool things that's supposed to be, you know, fancy and crap like that. But I agree that it's not exactly lag efficient. At some point we have to change it. I mean, it was really bad and really laggy before, so it's a tad better, but just because it's a tad better doesn't mean that it's the best. I mean, this keeps up pretty well with, oh, good luck. Oh, GG. This keeps up pretty well with, I mean, it keeps up with everything. With the, bamboo. Oops. It keeps up with the bamboo. So I wonder if maybe I can lessen this. Give them a week to use it and then take it down, put it in storage, and rebuild it in 3 months. Move the super laggy bits to different areas. Yeah, like move the smelter to a different side of things. It's hard because the smelter was one of the first buildings in lag, and we do have like weird attachments to stuff because we're dumb. Probably. Also, there's a lot of just redstone here too, just exposed redstone. So keep the decorations. Yeah, keeping the actual facade would be nice. I mean, we could turn the smelter into just an official office building, because we did want to make offices that lag. But I'll have to discuss with a certain toxic gentleman. For now, the main thing that we've done is we usually just don't turn this on. Or if it's on, we are, you know, like it's not on most of the time. Like right now, I'm just going to fill all this up. In fact, I am going to go check and see if we have enough to fill all of this up. We don't yet. Okay. So what this tells me, first of all, I can turn that off. I can go, we are dispensing items. I'm wondering if they are getting, oops. I'm wondering if they are getting properly grabbed. Yeah, they look like they're getting properly grabbed, and we are dispensing them. They're just coming in as they go. Let's see. Yeah, quite literally, I'm just letting this run until these are full and the hoppers are full. The other thing is just moving the extra laggy bits to the edge of lag, because like the corners of lag are not loaded very much. So it's very possible that like the corners would be different. Switching refueling to water streams. Oh, somebody's just running. Oh, just keeps going. Oh yeah, I mean the villagers are not going anywhere. They are fine. The only thing that I would do for them is maybe remove their they're sitting in minecarts right now, but it makes it easier to like move them around and stuff. I am sad I can't get into these hoppers because I'm pretty sure there's stuck items in this. How are we doing on this? How are we doing on this? I honestly just want to turn it off. I'm glad that it's done, but I'm always looking to just turn this thing off. Because it just feels like a lot most of the time. I don't know. Alright, I'm just gonna keep letting it run. There's nothing to smelt. So that's good, because we smelted everything. Smelted everything that we needed to. There we are. There we go. Also, I don't even know where I got all this Bonemeal. I don't remember getting it. Whoops. This I put in here. I put in a shulker of stone. Hello? I already have a bunch of smooth stone in there. So I will go and grab another shulker. This is not how you're supposed to get in here, by the way. I just keep doing it. I like my potato system. Yeah, your potatoes are good. Yeah, it has to be fairly unbreakable. But the smelter is already fairly breakable. Everybody knows not to rely on it at this point. So us removing it or having it under construction, people are kind of used to it at this point. Like, why else did I have to put a sign on there that said, hey, don't troubleshoot this by yourself. Contact somebody in lag. Like, it's because people had to troubleshoot it themselves. Like, it just kind of sucks. Wonder if instead... I don't think that would be good either, because that automatically loads things. Sometimes I try to think of redstone solutions, even though I know that I'm not exactly the most... Like, I'm not up to date on what redstone solutions are available, right? But I think about them. Hi. Hello. I think that Toxic built this smelter from his own design. I don't remember though. I mean, oh. Well, I'm glad that didn't land on my keyboard. Hold on a sec. I gotta go over here. Hold on a moment. I just spilled some stuff. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. At least I'm getting Chinese food. Don't mind me just dying. Let me go and throw this into the thing. Okay. Okay, it's fine. Everything's fine. Okay. Are we good? Yeah, that's fine. They swapped out the peanuts. I'm going to have crab rangoon. It's going to be very yummy, and I'm not choking on fizzy water. Redstone hard. Redstone difficile, okay? I think the other hard thing is that even though I'm over here doing lag things, I don't actually know that much about lag or redstone. I'm flying by the seat of my pants most of the time. And I occasionally ask people for help, but most of the time I have no idea what I'm doing. Although that's most people in most jobs, it turns out. Most of the time nobody knows what they're doing. Which I really didn't think was true. I thought people were just lying to me until I actually took a corporate job, and then I realized, oh, wait, no, it's really happening. Nobody knows what they're doing. Nobody has any idea what's going on. Even the management has no clue what to do. We're all just flapping about, and then somebody seems to do something good, and everyone goes, yay! Hello. Hi, Michael. It's very silly. It's very, 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 very silly. Okay, I'm not going to be concerned about that right now. I'm not going to concern myself too much about it. I am instead going to think about... See, look, the lag's already going down a little. I'm going to think about my lovely Bonemeal farms that will definitely not lag the server more. Let's just lag it more. Right? It's gonna be fine, guys. I didn't do anything wrong. Oh no. Oh no. We do have a Bonemeal farm. This is mini farms, kind of similar to what Etho has. So we were planning on doing a thing. I wanted to do a thing where we had an automatic. This part won't be super laggy, I don't think. This one's going to be an automatic, semi-automatic cocoa bean farm. And then we'll have some, like, bone mealable plants for gathering. And it'll be a situation where you come in here and you... there'll be like a little bit of stock here, but basically you'll just come here and be like, oh, I need a lot of this thing, so you turn on the thing for it and redirect the bones to that. I think that'll be fine. That's what this building is going to be. For now, I'm thinking about how I want to design this. I need more dispensers, though. I'm going to go get some... bows. Oh, nice. Sea Pickle Farm. Yeah, we were going to put like a mini... Oh, don't build one, but it has to be a leg. I mean, it's not going to be one of those ones where you, like, do much with it. It's not going to be, like, a fancy one. Like, quite literally, I think we're just going to put, like, a dispenser that throws Bonemeal on something, and then you collect it manually. So it's not going to be too much in general. And it's not going to be something that that auto-gens much of anything. What was I thinking? Oh, I came over here looking for the Fletchers so that I could buy some bows from them. I don't think I have any of these Fletchers cured, because that was something I did at one point. So I may just have to... This is the weakness man's. I may just have to steal from my Fletcher Bebs. How are we doing on cobblestone? I think we got some over here. Cobblestone? No. Cobblestone? I got that. Did I put it in here? Sorry, not there. There? No. There. Yes. Oh! GG! Dispenser. Alright, so we... And then we. There we go. Always need more dispensers. Gotta go and procrastinate for assignments. Alright, good luck. Oh, reports. I see, I see. Yeah. Good luck with it. I hope it goes well. I put here. He's a phantom. Oh no. I'm singing Danny Phantom. Oh no. Alright. So we've got water. Right? Do we really need this many dispensers is the question. Right? Because realistically, water's gonna take it, it's gonna flow from here and here. So really I can do that. I can take one out each bit, right? Or even like that. I don't know if I'm sinning or not, or if I'm making a real good choice here. Am I a sinner? Probably. The answer is yes. Most likely, this is correct. If there's a question, am I a sinner? The answer is yes. The answer may surprise you. I'll pull this over here. Okay, so what I can do here instead of worrying about how this water is going to flow and everything like that, I'm just going to boop, boop, change the shape of the building because that's what the whole thing's for. So I will have more jungle here. That's going to be like that, and I'm actually going to have this. Hi, Grit. I'm going to have this be boop, boop right there instead, because then that'll flow how I want it to flow, I think. You got your horse stuff from Spawn, right? My horse stuff? Yes. Yes, I did. Yes. Thanks. Yeah, I lost my equine box the other day, so it was a bit of a mess. Okay, I think this will be good. Oh, even actually, ooh. My partner's just saying what's going on. I don't know. The answer is I have no idea what's going on, fam. Do I know where I am today? No. Most of the time, the answer is no. But I'm trying my best, and that's what counts, right? So I'm making something. I don't know if I really know what I'm making exactly. Water bucket, water bucket, water bucket. Oh, wait, that already has a water bucket in it. Water, that's not my intention. This was not my intention. Okay, so when these go off, they will bloop, 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 pour all of the coffee beans into whatever is here. What I would like to do is maybe even just do that. Grab me some more jungle wood because I know we have a ton in the sorter, and also some in my logging cabin, and do it that way. And then I will figure out the redstone for activating those particular things. This is it's kind of reminding me of like what Exuma Boy did last season. Hello. Hello. My eyes are itchy. I wanted some jungle wood. Do I need more? Nah, that should be good. I'll pop up on here. I think I'm coming up to a point where I should take a little break, because I've been going for an hour and 15 minutes. And my eye is itching for some reason. The phantom itch. Isn't that like a superhero or something? Am I I'm not sure. I am unsure at this point. I move along. Put all of these things in, and the plan is to have Donka, stuff like that. We're gonna have coffee beans right here. These are gonna activate when we want them to activate. Me remembering how droppers work. You give them one signal and then you give them another. So really it only needs to be like a it can be an observer signal technically, right? Because yeah, so like, what is that, a stable monostable circuit? I'm not good at redstone. This is what I have determined today. This is what I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna put a glass wall in front of this, and I'm gonna say, wow, I did such a good job on this. This looks amazing. I love it. I'm gonna put some stuff here. Aha, perfect. And then one day this will suddenly be complete and nobody will know why. It might be because I looked up a tutorial or I asked somebody for help, and that is okay to ask people for help. But I don't think my brain is at a capacity to do this right now. I'm going to instead light it up to make sure nothing gets too dark out here. Oh, that was not the intent. Thank you, though. I was planning to light up like this. It's chill. I understood why it happened. There. Oh, I hear the beb getting up. Does that mean it's time for food? Is that what that means? Is it yet time for the good food? Ooh. Alright. The answer is I'm very bad at looking at redstone things, and that is fine. I am okay with this. Okay, I'll set that there. Put these in here, and I think it's time for me to take a break. So I'm gonna run upstairs. Turn off my light level overlay. Pop on up here. And just as the Beb says, food. I will be back probably in 10 to 15 minutes. And let me go ahead and stick some lovely tunes on. Which I think have been on already. Oh no, they weren't. Is that too loud? No, they seem fine. All right. I'll be back. All right, coming back in. Hello, hello. I think instead what I'm gonna do is go and enjoy my dinner, maybe watch some Joe in a little bit, and generally just chillax. How are we doing in here? Yeah, we're looking good. So I guess I will end here. I don't know why. Today was a tiring day. I've been streaming a lot, so maybe I'm starting to get, maybe I'm finally starting to slow down a little. I started a little late today, to be fair. I didn't want to we had a new person on the server and I didn't want to take over their whole thing with a stream, you know? Felt like it would be kind of rude. So I'm going to run off. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to see who we can raid. Let's see. Is Liara on? Let me see who is online. Skizzleman's online. Ooh, that's loud. That's loud. That's loud. Julian, Granny. I don't follow most people. I feel like not a lot of my Strom. I feel like not a lot of my stronger people are on. Let me take a look at RN Joy. Let's see. Let's go over to this person. This person looks pretty nice. They seem pretty chill. It's another person who does Minecraft content. So I think that'd be cool. Keep them muted for now, and let's go over them. Their RN Joy is the name. Good. So let's try that. RN Joy. And chat. Nope, that's not it. /raid. I forgot the slash. It's fine. All right. Here we go. Boop.